Hello, Saskia, devotional goddess. Today I'm speaking about the laws of cause and effect. Last week I had my daughters watch a short video, a short movie. It was set in India. It was very chaotic, as India can be, and that really came through in the video. But it was about, how it started was a mother coming out into the sitting area downstairs, offering food to her eldest, and the eldest son's like, no, I've got to go, I don't want it. And she's like, no, you need to eat. And it was all very charged, and he went off in a huff, and she went back in the kitchen, annoyed and agitated by him. Putting the food away, went outside to give the dirty plate to the housemaid. And then she started shouting and yelling at the housemaid. And the housemaid started, how dare you speak to me in that way? I've had it. I'm out of here. So she hands in a notice and she leaves. All flustered, all upset, goes home, then lays into her daughter and gives her daughter a really hard time. And it's just this constant chain of reaction of agitation being released onto the next person emotionally throwing up onto the next emotionally throwing up onto the next. And you just see this constant ripple effect. Now, coming back to that very first scene where the mother and eldest son go their own ways, the sitting room or that main area is empty, the youngest son comes down the stairs with a piece of art that he's done, looking very proud of himself, and he catches his elder brother outside and happily shows him his artwork, proud of what he's created. And the elder brother's like, oh my gosh, that is so wonderful, you're so talented, well done, keep it up. And with that pride, he leaves and he goes to his girlfriend's house, and he gives the picture to his girlfriend, and he dares to say, I love you, and she dares to say, I love you back. And they separate, and the daughter goes inside. Her father comes in the room, and then she dances around the room with her father, and she has fun, and she gives her father some food and cares for him for a moment and gives him love and attention as she has just received from her boyfriend. And then the father goes out to his car where his chauffeur is waiting, and he's like, wait a minute, isn't it your daughter's birthday today? Didn't you request a day off? And the driver was like, yes, sir. And he was like, but I'm here, it's okay. And he says, no, you must have the day off. You must go to your daughter and spend the day with her. I'll even drop you off. And then we see that ripple effect happening. And it was important that the girls, I felt it was important to share that little video with my daughters. I let it sink in, and then the next morning I came back to it and I said, listen, that first part of the movie that we saw, where we saw the cause and effect, we can also pause and stop that ripple effect perpetuating into every single scenario as what we saw. We, me, you, both of you, can be the anchor, be the grounded person to say, it's okay, you're having a bad day. I'm going to leave you be until you choose to get out of this funk and do something to change your attitude. But I'm not going to carry this into my day. This isn't mine, it's yours. And choosing to have it stop right there and not to perpetuate that negative cycle and allow it to infect anybody else that you come in contact in your day. Now, the yoga is so powerful for this. Standing in our Tadasana, corseting in, drawing our energy into the midline and finding that center within so that we can shield ourselves energetically and say, I'm sorry you're having a bad day. I hope it gets better. And then removing ourselves from that situation. be it by leaving the location or exiting the room. There are many ways that we can skillfully remove ourselves from situations. Sometimes we don't even need to say, I don't like your attitude. I don't want to be around you. We don't even always have to say that. But in the same side, it is sometimes important and sometimes necessary to say, no, I'm sorry. I don't deserve to be spoken to in that way. I'm going to leave. Rather than, how dare you? Do you think that's reasonable? How could you speak to me in such a way? That just fuels the fire. But by saying, I do not deserve to be spoken to in this way and I'm leaving, it puts it back on them. And it says, no, I deserve more. And I'm not going to tolerate this behavior or the way you're speaking to me because I don't deserve this. I haven't done anything. Now, with young children who are preteens, this is so important for me right now. And I really have been sitting with it in witnessing how key, even though I shared it with my daughters to help them to see their own empowerment and help them to understand cause and effect of their emotions and how they can interact with others without taking certain things on. It was also a wonderful reminder and a lesson for me. And I'm witnessing that, in the mornings at breakfast, if one is grumpy or, didn't have enough time this morning, why didn't you wake me up earlier? It's like, you have an alarm. It's your responsibility to get up on time. I'm here to remind you, hey, you've had a lie-in for 10 minutes. It's time to get up now. Can't lie in any longer, otherwise you'll be hurried and you won't be able to get everything done that you wish to get done in the morning. But without it being an accusation, but merely stating the fact. Or just allowing them to have their emotion. As long as it's not spilling over and being rude or abusive towards me, I'm allowing them to be in that annoyance or agitation, but I am also the grounding rod. Just to maintain an even, level tone, and maybe just place something in front of them to help them. Here's your breakfast bowl. There we go, my dear. Right? Would you like me to put your toast in for you, or your bread in the toaster for you? And just that consistent neutrality. And sometimes we have adults around us who behave childishly. Sometimes we're the ones who are behaving childishly, and we don't realize it because we're in an old pattern that hasn't yet been broken. But allowing ourselves to remain centered, grounded, and connected to the breath helps us to re-anchor and come back to the moment. And that stops us from being drawn into other people's orbits of drama or irritation or distress, helping us to stay and be that anchoring point. I hope that is helpful. Many blessings. Until next time.